There are 4 steps in doing the perfect pitch for your clients. What are these steps? It's find your client, find about your client, find something that your client would love to see, and then send your pitch. Of course, there is step 0, which is probably creating your own portfolio and showcasing your brand, some place or the other, so that your client can follow you there. And step 5 would be to figure out, does your client love it? If they don't love it, can you follow up with them? And the step 6 would be to figure out the payment and how much can you charge for all of these services. But for this video, I want to focus only on the 4 steps that I've mentioned. Well, this first step is easy, finding a client. How do you do that? You figure out the kind of content that you have created in the past. You figure out what kind of videos or audiences you have created. Then you can figure out what are the closest relatives that you have in terms of people that you know from specific industries who are into creating content. If they are not into creating content, can you create it for them? Well, this is simple, right? Couple of things to do to figure out who your clients are supposed to be. That's step 1. Step 2 is to figure out about your clients. So let's say you're logged in on one client. Can you find out what sort of content have they been creating? Are they creating long form content? Well, in that case, do they have short form content? If they don't, maybe that's what you can pitch. If they do not have long form content and if they've been creating blogs or articles, can they create videos? If they have been creating videos, are they optimum quality? Can you increase that quality? All of these questions are basically about what your client needs. You can also figure out about their competitors and you can tell them, hey, see, your competitors are doing this and they're gaining these many leads or these many followers on your social media channel. Why can't you do the same? That is another way in which you can pitch your service to the client and get your client a bit of insecurity, which is a factor in marketing. Well, once you've figured out about your clients, you need to create the perfect pitch for them. And for that perfect pitch, you need to create something that they would want to see and probably would want to put on their portfolio as well. Now for this, what you can do is probably create one small segment of what you can do. If you're trying to create a long form video, probably a 30-second segment of what that video can entail. If you are thinking of creating shorts, demonstrate what content of their long form content can be converted into short form content and how will it look. It might sound like I'm telling you to do this work for free, but this is just for starters, and that way you can build your own portfolio as well. If they actually love all of this work, you might be able to just charge them for that once they are done. Once this step 3 is done, you have something that you can show to them which is of their interest. There comes your pitch. Here is my way of sending a pitch to the client. So here's an email that I sent to one of my potential clients. Hey, I recently came across your YouTube endeavor with the channel name, quite some fun content. What's your budget on the videos like? Are you interested in increasing the discoverability of content? I might be able to help you there. Just to get my foot in the door, here are a few shots that I made up for the channel as a test. And this is where I added the link to the videos that I had created. And in case you're not convinced with this, here's some other content that I have managed or helped manage in the past. And then there are a couple of other links over here. Well, this is the crux of the message that I want to send. Of course, along with this, I also send them about their competitors and the kind of content they have been creating. And along with these competitors and the content that they see, there is a very psychological tactic that we are playing with the client, with the potential client over here, to get them hooked or to show them what they can create as well. Isn't that easy? Now, once they respond on this particular email, they might respond with asking for my portfolio, they might ask me for the kind of work that I've done in the past, or my fees. Well, all of these are different pieces and I'll be creating videos on that particular topics as well. Before we move forward in this video, why don't I remind you to hit a subscribe, that button on the bottom right, so that you can follow or the more content that I'm going to be creating on this particular topic. Coming back to the topic, now that you've sent this particular email, your response is going to be step 5 and step 6, which is understanding what your client needs more. All of this, if done very strategically, will be able to get you a nice set of clients and a recurring list of revenue that you can continue working on. If you find this content engaging, make sure to come back again when I see you in the next video.